everyone, welcome back. Today's going to be the third installment of my Tiny Whoop race spec build. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to swap out the circular polarized antenna in favor of a regular old dipole. This is just a standard Crazepony dipole antenna. You can get them on Amazon all day long. And I'll have a link for these in the description if you guys are looking for them. Just like always, I always have all the parts and everything that I'm working with in the description. So if you're ever looking for something, make sure you guys check down below. You might be asking yourself, why would I want to swap out the polarized antenna? You might be saying, hey Derek, that's a better antenna. Why don't you want it on there? Well, the answer is pretty simple. What's happening is it's getting into the props. And the props are clipping the antenna and it's just chewing them right up. Also, another reason is it's vibrating on the frame, and this thing sounds like a freight train when I'm trying to fly it. So even though the performance is better, this antenna has to go because it's driving me nuts. Without further ado, let's get this baby opened up and let's get this antenna swapped out. Just like anything, we got to do a little disassembly. And now you're going to see why I put the plugs on here and why it's worth a little bit of effort to install these. Because now it's going to be super easy to remove the camera for service. Alright, so I'm just going to remove my camera. Get it out of here. Let's put the screws aside so nothing happens to them. And we're probably going to want to pop the VTX out of its holder here. Little plastic screwdriver under there. There we go. She's loose. Okay. Alright, I've got my soldering iron nice and hot. Now for the removal, I know this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I'm actually going to start by adding solder. The reason you want to do this is it's actually introducing more flux into the joint. It'll help heat everything up a little easier and quicker. So clean your tip good. And I'm just going to put a little solder on both sides. Apply it to the antenna, and I should start to be able to peel it away. So I do the ground side first, and now the actual contact for the antenna itself should come right out real easy. Boom, done, out. You can see, no damage. We could actually reuse this again if we needed to somewhere. I'm going to clean my tip again, make sure there's the smallest amount of solder on here, and I'm going to wipe these pads clean. I want to wipe as much of the excess solder off as I possibly can. Another technique that you might want to use to remove the solder is a solder wick. Look at that, that'll suck that solder right up, no problem at all. Okay, great. So the original antenna is now completely removed. Now here comes the tricky part. I think what I'm going to do is favor it towards the middle just a little bit, because they kind of have a tendency to rub on the frame if they come straight out the back, and I kind of want to have it centered a little better. Let's get a little more solder, a little fresh solder right here on the output pad. You can see very, very little solder on there. And these antennas, they come good to go, so you literally just solder them on and you're done, which is nice. I'm going to rotate this a little bit here. And let's get this soldered on. So when I start with this, I'm going to start with the output. That's going to be the easiest place to get it soldered and to stay. Line it up nice. Hit it real quick with the iron. I think we look pretty good on that. Now we can get some solder in on the ground. Always cleaning your tip as you go. You can always retin your iron tip if you need to. And now I'm going to put the iron in between the ground pad and the antenna itself. There we go. That's a pretty nice ground. I'm going to add a little bit more solder to the output pad, just to make sure everything has a really good connection. And I think that's it. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So that looks good. That's it. Let's start the reassembly montage. Okay, nice. Tiny whoop's all back together. As you can see, the dipole is centered nicely in the frame just by doing that little bit of an offset in it. I am gonna go get you guys some flight footage. That's it for this one for now. I appreciate you checking out this video. If you haven't done so already, click like, click dislike. I don't care. Click on something. Maybe you'll subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.